Investigators and experts really can only speculate. Did wind shred the plane in midair? Could lightning have brought it down? Did it go into a fatal stall? These are all the questions that investigators are exploring, and here now to tell us more about what we do know, CNN aviation correspondent Renee Marsh. Renee, what are we learning about the final moments for this plane?
Well, we know that just 36 minutes after takeoff, the pilot was concerned, and we know that he asked to climb in altitude, and that's when the problems began. But why the plane never arrived at its destination remains a mystery tonight. French crash investigators have been dispatched, and experts from Airbus are there to ID pieces of the plane if and when it's found.
Another mysterious disappearance of a plane in Southeast Asia. The whereabouts of AirAsia Flight 8501 and the 162 people on board unknown.
We realized to the worst thing that maybe happened.
On the first full day of the operation, 15 planes and 30 ships scanned these two areas in the Java Sea for wreckage. Still no sign of the jetliner. The search expands Tuesday.
They have a very good idea where it was. It's in a confined area and also in an area where the water is relatively shallow, say 150 feet versus 10 or 20,000 feet. So all of those factors to me make it likely the airplane will be found.
Sunday morning, 5:36 local time, the Airbus A320 takes off from the Indonesian city of Surabaya, bound for Singapore, about a 2-hour flight. 36 minutes later, trying to avoid a violent thunderstorm, the pilot asks air traffic control permission to turn and climb to a higher altitude. The request denied.
This airplane was not allowed to climb to 38,000 feet initially after the request, was because there were so many other airplanes in the area. So other airplanes are flying through it. What made this airplane crash? Was the weather so bad at that spot?
Or was it how the pilot reacted, or something else? Those questions remain. About 42 minutes into the flight, AirAsia 8501 vanishes from radar. All contact lost without even a mayday call. An hour and a half after contact is lost, the plane is declared missing.
I think the timeline in this case, is much better than it was for Malaysia 370, and I think it's most likely reasonable. By the time you get people notified, a whole host of people notified that you have communications issues with an airplane, and it dropped off radar, I think that timeline is probably fair.
The focus also on the man flying. The captain had more than 20,000 hours of experience. A social media post thought to be by the captain's daughter reads in part, "Dad, please come home. I still need you." The captain's father told the BBC he last saw him at a recent funeral of another son.
Well, based on the flight path and the last known coordinates, search teams believe the flight 8501 was, or is, I should say, in the bottom of the ocean. For that reason, Indonesia has asked the United States, France, and the UK for sonar equipment, which, of course, would be used in an underwater search. But when we talk about underwater searches, it's very complicated. But here we are moving into day 3 and still not even one trace of physical evidence. It's really bolstering the argument that these planes should be tracked in real time.
All right, Renee Marsh, thank you so much.